Hmm? Oh, hi, I'm Droege.
Hi.
Hello, hi. How's it going? How are
How's it
you?
going, man?
What's going on? Should I just start?
Yeah, it's your
All
thing,
right,
man.
great. I don't make, I don't suspect to make any friends here today by telling you that I think that Maya Angelou is an asshole. Well, okay. I guess I had high expectations. Growing up a half German, half Confederate, fat-assed fancy boy, adorned in earth tones and a bowl cut, I think it's safe to say that I wanted an escape. And I actually thought that Maya Angelou would do that for me. The summer before my senior year, I went to a 6-week pre-college snot riot called Governor's School in North Carolina. I took a course called To Be Young, Gifted, and Here. Of course, this is lifted from the Lorraine Hansberry play To Be Young, Gifted, and Black, only none of us were black. We were just here. We read A Confederacy of Dunces and Ironweed and Song of Solomon and countless poems by the esteemed Maya Angelou. Gather together in my name, Harlem hopscotch, and still I rise. Who was this woman? And then we read the first of her many autobiographies, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And I discovered that this painfully shy little girl named Marguerite Johnson, a victim of abuse and neglect, who overcame it all to become the proud and prolific poet laureate, Maya Angelou. Oh, oh God, her pain, her drama, her resilience. I wanted so badly to get kidnapped by a distant father, violated and silenced until I discovered the joy of reading, then having weird, dirty sex with a neighbor boy, all the while changing my name during moments of personal crisis, just so that I could say, yes, Maya, I understand you. I'm a river, a rock, a tree. I've really lived like you. So, when I accepted my admission to Wake Forest University, I was excited to go to a liberal arts school with small classes, but mostly because one of their instructors was none other than venerated Professor of American Studies, Dr. Maya Angelou. She taught one class a year, a 3-week course entitled World Poetry and Dramatic Performance, a staged reading of important world poems, a far cry from the limericks and riddles that were the curriculum of my cornpone past. On the first day of class, I noticed a limousine outside of the Scales Fine Arts Center. A limousine! I knew that she was in there. What's she doing in there? Is she laughing and writing poems or what? So I nervously tugged at my fat olive sweater, smoothing it over my pleated khaki shorts and woven belt. And in walked a thin and sad white woman to take roll. And then another woman with folders and pens. And then an older gentleman in a suit. And then it hit me. This is Maya's entourage. A cavalcade of poetic genius, I'm sure. Why do they all look so joyless and exhausted? I mean, if I got to hang out with the author of All God's Children Need Traveling Shoes, I'd never stop smiling. Then, as if everyone collectively knew that something really important was about to occur, she entered. She was festooned in loose-fitting yet elegant loungewear, tight bonnet and cowrie shells for days. She also wore a transfixing gaze of quiet power, telling us all to shut up and let this caged bird sing. She opened her lips, and out came, I'm Dr. Angelou. Then she explained that in this class we were to be called by our surnames. So I was to be Mr. Droege, she was Dr. Angelou. Great, because we should never assume familiarity with our neighbors. Then she began recounting the story of how she was raped by a family friend, her neighbor, and that his penis resembled a chicken leg. People started taking notes. And I was thinking, Oh God, isn't this in one of her books? Is it Gather Together in My Name, or is it Singing and Swinging and Getting Merry Like Christmas? Oh, I can't remember. And Dr. Angelou finished her story and then left, followed by her entourage. Oh, well, guess we'll read poetry tomorrow. Can't do it all in one day. And the following class, Dr. Angelou regally sweeps in and recites Paul Laurence Dunbar's The Mask. You know, we wear the mask that grins and lies. And I was sold once again by her smile through the pain delivery and her topaz baubles. I made sure to nod a lot, you know, so that she'd recognize me. Then her team assigned poems to us, you know, to read for the reading. So Mr. Busher gets to read Langston Hughes, and Ms. Titoyan gets Tony K. Bambara. Oh, this is so exciting. What's mine gonna be? I ended up with Percy Bysshe Shelley's Ode to the West Wind. It's a white man's white jerk-off session about wind. What? Let me read about prejudice, abortion, hopscotch, anything but wind. So I looked around me for solace, and all I saw were a bunch of filthy white kids voraciously highlighting and giggling in anticipation of their own Harlem Renaissance. And then I hear, "Class, I will not be in attendance next week. I must go to Africa with President Clinton." The other students quietly saluted her, feeling a little bit more liberal and informed. What? What the fuck are you doing in Africa? What about my education? What do those African children need that I don't? Then over the weekend, I came to terms with my White Wind poem. Dr. Angelou is doing this to challenge me. And after all, didn't she say, "Nothing will work unless you do"? Huh? So I get to class, and we were directed by Roll Girl. And so by the third and final week, I was this bitter, battered, disenfranchised shell of a dreamer. And then in comes Dr. Africa with her circus. And she turns to us and says, "I've missed you." At which point I hear Miss Stone say, "Oh." I shot hot hate at Miss Stone. That dizzy bitch gets to read Whitey's on the Moon. Within minutes of her arrival, Dr. Angelou welcomes her friends, Ashford and Simpson, into class. You know, solid as a rock. Yes, they're there in our classroom in North Carolina. And what are they doing here? And the three of them proceed to have a coffee clatch about life and family and the importance of our elders and tenacity. And aren't we supposed to rehearse? I mean, our performance is days away. We had no real rehearsal. The show was a pig fuck. I mean, no one knew where to stand, how to cross in front of each other on bleachers. Yes, we were on bleachers. Or even what the hell we were saying. And the women all had to wear these pearl necklaces, and the men had to wear these white sashes. So Dr. Angelou opens the show by telling the audience that the theme of our show was, "I am human. Therefore, anything that is human is not alien to me." Wait a minute. There's a theme to this. I'm human. Therefore, anything that's not a human is what? What does that mean? What does that mean? And you know, I've never heard anyone sound less human than you, Maya. You sound like Optimus Prime fucking a bumper sticker. You expect me to stand here in my chubby turtleneck and my white sash and talk about wind while you sit all proud and sassy, in love with your image and your pain and your blissful, tacky, wouldn't take nothing for my journey now, careless ass? Then the show was over, and so was the class. That was it. Maya was gone. I never got to meet her. And honestly, I learned a lot from this experience. You know, I should never worship anyone. It's true. I should never assume familiarity. I mean, I don't know her. I don't know Maya Angelou any more than anyone else does. I mean, I can't hate her for that. And you know, she's not the asshole. I am. You know, for thinking that we had something, or that I was owed something. And you know, the other day I went home and I turned on TV and there she was, my old friend. And she was saying something like, "We must look past complexion and see community." And then her face turned into a bullseye. And then I realized it was a commercial for Target. And then I realized Maya Angelou's an asshole. Thank you.